Okay, last but not least, we've got Shawn Wright and Jerry Young. They're going to be coming up and talking about actually the building that we're standing in today. They will be giving tours at the end of the presentation if anybody's interested. But I'll kind of go into a little bit about Shawn Jerry. So Shawn Jerry are managers of the architecture firm that's actually on the second floor here. And combined, they have over 40 years of architectural experience and have taken their vision of transforming Saddleset on the Street into a historic mixed-use development. The oldest part of the existing structure of 50 Elm Street is the drawing house, which is actually where the bathrooms are located. That dates back all the way down to 1894. And while the malt house and the grain elevators were built between 1925 and 1936 by William Kreiner, the Sun's Malting Company owned this and performed many malting, basically all of the brewery experience. The company operated until 1971, and then they built they actually bought this vacant from 1975. When it was taken over, the Buffalo Malting Corp, which was incorporated until 1968, and Shawn Jerry then bought it after 32 years later, and it began to develop the site that has been abandoned for so long. The objective of transforming this Kreiner Malting Center was to restore this historic treasure and also to create a young rights office on the second floor while creating leasable spaces and businesses such as residentials on the upper levels and the Fryer Brothers, and you'll see the barber shop as well. So without further ado, Shawn Jerry,
Go. Well, we're honored to be able to present our vision of this project back in 2016 to this group when the building looked just like this. The images here on the left and the right are the way they look today. The building itself required a great deal of renovation. Started in 2016 through 2017. We moved into our space in 2018.
It looked a lot like that. We moved in July 1st of 18. We got toilets August 26th. Just so you know, we had a trailer outside for a long time.
This shows the oldest portion of the building, the drying building. This is the condition that we purchased the building in. It was scheduled for demolition. We were able to deconstruct the whole thing and rebuild what you see there on the right-hand side.
I don't know if anybody knows the cost of scaffolding, but keeping the roof and the floor floating there was a hell of a lot of money.
We've got a couple photos here of our office, befores and afters, of course. We've got about 10,000 square feet on the second floor that is our office. These next two photos kind of demonstrate the condition it was in.
Chuck Tinsley did do the Indian in the background there. We repeated that and put it back on the wall after we knocked the walls down.
He's actually got lots of work, pieces of work in his building.
We spent a lot of time in here when it was abandoned for 32 years.
Yes.
There were 6 tanks upstairs, and you can see when we took the tanks out, huge holes in the floor that had to be filled in right above us. They would drop down into these areas here.
And each of these spaces was fully renovated. As you can see, we purchased an entire gymnasium floor from an elementary school that was replacing it in central New York. And actually the table in that right-hand photo was actually a work table. It was covered in grease. It was probably the only piece that was still left in this building that people had installed.
Couldn't steal it because it was too big to get out of here. They couldn't burn it.
This just shows some of the masonry restoration that took place, removing all of the graffiti, reopening the window openings that were in here. We did this project with historic tax credits, so we weren't able to pop in a lot of new windows. We had to reopen the windows openings that were there and reuse those. And this is actually the entrance that we're looking at right out here. Coven Mill Barbering, you probably heard a little bit about this space earlier. Actually, Janine, I think
They have no music.
photos.
We don't have any music as a background here. Janine made it better. That was the elevator. The elevator went up 10 stories. You stepped on that, grabbed a handle and rode that belt. It was a continuing belt that went up.
I thought there was a barber strap.
This is the office that's on our 4th floor. This is Appel Osborne. They're a landscape architecture company. They're based out of Syracuse, but they needed a Buffalo office, and basically they took the designs that they used in Syracuse and applied it here on our 4th floor. These are the 2 apartments that Kaylee mentioned. Apartment 300 is currently occupied. It's a 1-bedroom unit. It has a great cooking center in it, a Murphy bed that we had constructed right there. Basically, just reusing the existing brick. Everything else is exposed. We used this one cost us about $57 a square foot to renovate from the existing space.
This is an efficiency loft. It has a storage loft above because it's not called a bedroom, because it doesn't have enough height in the space. But there is a space up there if you go up a nice set of stairs that you're looking at right here to put a bed if you wanted to. But it's an efficiency, and it's about 700 square feet.
There's our brother's brewing. So this is what it looked like actually after a good deal of construction. As Jerry pointed out earlier, we've got about 3 foot of stone here and brick that sits underneath these floors from the equipment that was.
But you can see the augers in the background, and obviously the augers are behind the bar over there too. We had 6 sets of those augers that would go back and forth when the malting process was taking place.
They worked with Ultimate Brew Service, which is out of Rochester, to build all of their brewing equipment that you'll see. It's kind of dark in there now, but during the day, they have it lit up and in operation.
We can talk about malting if you want.
Yeah.
Talk about malting for quite a bit.
Our mural project, this took place this last summer. This is the view outside the back of the building here. We wanted to change that a little bit, so we worked with Nicole Cherry, who came out and helped us put together a vision that depicts the past, present, future of the area of Buffalo. It spotlights the Buffalo Sabres and our love for the Bills, our surrounding neighborhoods, and then
some of the things we've done, new museum area there with a timeline explaining the whole process. Ashley and Mike, who worked with us, did that. The sign up there is actually peel off because the historic preservation people would not want us painting the brick, so at some point we could take that off. We're not going to, but we could. We also like the party here. The Green Egg Festival was a huge success. If you didn't go, great food, the brewery was open. That was great. We have St. Patrick's Day, and somebody's having a baby shower. I don't know, some other things. We rent this space out to groups, and obviously this.
And along the way, these are just some of the accolades that we've received for it. I think being placed on the National Register of Historic Places, we've been nominated, and a number of different organizations have reached out to us to put our projects in there. And most recent, the Interior Design Award for Historic Preservation. We've been featured a couple of times on the news because of some of the businesses in this building. And now we're looking towards the future. So this is the way the building looked when we bought it. You can see what it looks like now. We're looking to start moving into the silos, determining what we can do in there, whether it's Airbnbs or rooftop viewing or things like that. And we're already also talking about future development to help expand some of the businesses that we've been working with. If you'd like to see more of the photos, there is a huge amount of construction photos on our website at Silos at Elk Street. And a lot more about our commercial space, our residential space, and our event space here.